I know you've also got another bill, SB 707. Do you want to just go ahead and...
I do. So thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, members. Thank you for the opportunity to present SB 707, which will establish an extended producer responsibility program, also known as an EPR program, to incentivize the reuse and recycling of textiles in California under the regulatory auspices of Cal Recycle. Before I begin, I would like to note that I am gladly accepting the committee's amendments, and I thank Brent Cook for her very good work on this bill. Under the provisions of SB 707, producers of clothing and other textiles would be responsible for implementing and funding programmatic plans to better facilitate the repair and reuse of clothing and the recycling of textile fibers in California. Although many people are not aware, the clothing and fashion industry accounts for fully 10% of the world's current carbon dioxide output. Further, the rise and continued growth of fast fashion, which revolves around the marketing and sale of low-cost, low-quality garments that tend to go out of style with increasing speed, threatens to have a long-lasting and devastating impact on the environment. In fact, textiles are currently the fastest-growing component of California's waste stream and account for approximately 3 to 5% of total waste in California. And even though fully 95% of the materials commonly found in apparel and textiles are in fact highly recyclable, only around 15% of these materials are currently being recycled. There has, however, been a recent and pronounced shift in consumer sentiment toward products which are sustainable and environmentally responsible. In response to this demand and the increased attention being given to fashion's prospectively negative climate impacts, an increasing number of major clothing brands have recently committed to better utilizing recycled fibers and upcycled materials in the manufacture of their products. In order to encourage this movement and thereby unlock the market potential of scaled recovery programs, a revised framework for responsible stewardship infrastructure is necessary in California. California has a long history as a leader in recycling models and technologies and has implemented a number of groundbreaking and effective EPR programs whose design allows for the reduction of waste and environmental harms by assigning a shared responsibility for end-of-life product management to the producers and other entities participating across a product's value chain. I'll note that you were just earlier discussing an EV battery recycling program which applies the same basic principles. In light of the negative environmental impacts of textiles on the waste stream, it's time to apply a similar infrastructure and standards to this growing category of waste. Under the current framework, the thrift stores, charities, and clothing collectors across California, which currently accept textile donations, have long represented the best secondhand market for textiles that remain reusable. Unfortunately, however, when donated garments are found to be damaged or unusable, they generally end up in one of two places, either in California landfills or in overseas markets, too often ending up in parts of the world where there's insufficient recycling infrastructure, or landfill safety standards, which represents a substantial danger to both the environment and public health in those locations. Despite their best efforts and the positive role that they play, thrift stores and clothing collectors, unfortunately, have neither the adequate resources nor access to systems which will allow for the effective sorting of unsellable excess garments to support the repair and reclaim of recyclable textile fibers in ways that would make viable the economics of such efforts. That is why we need an EPR framework. The provisions of SB 707 will generate the necessary funds and create the appropriate infrastructure to allow thrifts and collectors to access and contribute to these systems and access these resources. Under these provisions, textile producers and other stakeholders will develop a framework for the implementation and management of an end-to-end system that encourages the repair or recycling of all covered products, thereby minimizing the flow of textile products into our landfills or the landfills of other nations. One of the many benefits of the proposed EPR framework is that Californians will not have to significantly modify their behavior. Consumers will still be encouraged to bring their unwanted clothing and household textiles to thrift stores, charities, and other collection sites for donation, with these collection sites becoming more fully integrated into a larger system for sorting and ultimately recycling used textiles which, for whatever reason, may not be reusable or resellable. A well-designed and effectively administered statewide textile EPR program has the potential to develop previously untapped or underutilized upcycle and recycled clothing and fiber markets, as well as to support ongoing efforts to encourage the repair and reuse of clothing and other textiles in California. The bill's sponsors and I look forward to continuing to work with all relevant stakeholders, and I am respectfully asking for your aye vote today. With me today to testify on behalf of this measure are Dr. Joanne Brash, who is the Special Projects Manager for the California Product Stewardship Council, and Randy Marshall, Head of Government and Public Affairs for H&M Clothing, a leading international manufacturer and retailer.
Okay, hey there.
Thank you, Chair Allen and committee, and thank you so much, Senator Newman. My name is Joanne Brash. I I have a PhD in textile economics, and for 14 years I was teaching and researching in UC Davis at the Department of Textile. I'm here today on behalf of the California Product Stewardship Council. We're a nonprofit that's primarily funded by cities and counties and local government waste authorities. For 2 years, we have been hosting a textile advisory committee with industry representation that helped develop the model of this bill in SB 707. In addition, CPSC is leading more than 6 locally funded pilot projects for textiles and clothing, which have helped develop the evidence and firsthand data to develop this program. The program proposed in SB 707 builds off the precedent of California's many EPR programs, but it has a major repair component. It's a new flavor of EPR that adds opportunities for our garment workers and our businesses, as mentioned, the thrifts and the collectors, to tap into these funds and to get more integrated into a circular economy in which the industry is really welcoming, as many of them have sustainability goals. SB 707 adds transparency, responsibility, and enforcement to these materials' final disposition. We continue to engage the industry, and we hope to pass a meaningful EPR program for textiles that impacts the world. So with that, I thank you, everyone, and I respectfully ask for an aye vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Hi there.
Hi, my name is Randy Marshall. I'm with the H&M Group. I head up our government and public affairs for the U.S. We are the second largest fashion retailer in the world. We have over 4,500, less than 405,000 stores across 79 countries. 80 stores are here in California. What we actually support here is something that we are already engaging in. We have a garment collection program that we've had in all of our stores since 2013. So we have a decade of experience of actually doing garment collecting, which we realize is going to be the heart of why we're actually doing circularity in the first place. Circularity is what is necessary in order to make the transition to a circular economy textile EPR. And we're very excited that Senator Newman has put forth this bill. This is why we're in support of it. We are looking forward to working with his staff with policy recommendations and all stakeholders. And so we hope that you continue to support this bill and vote yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. Jason Schmelzer on behalf of the National Stewardship Action Council in support of the bill. Thank you.
Melissa Romero, California Environmental Voters, in support.
Clara Vazex with Californians Against Waste, in support.
Thank you, Chair and members. My name is Noah Whitley, and I'm speaking on behalf of Rethink Waste and Clean Seas, both of whom are in support.
Good morning, Chair and members. Priscilla Kudos on behalf of Stop Waste, Solid Waste Association North America Legislative Task Force, and Western Placer Waste Management Authority, all in strong support. Thank you.
Erin Woolley on behalf of Sierra Club California, in support.
Good morning, Michael Caprio with Republic Services, here in support of Senator Newman's bill.
Michael Radigan on behalf of the Board of Supervisors, Santa Clara County, in support. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone who wants to raise concerns about the bill, opposition, beyond, obviously a lot of good comments made so far. I know there's no registered opposition. Yes, sir.
Sure, Senator Dean Graffield on behalf of the California Retailers Association. Don't have a position on the bill today. Want to express appreciation for the commitment from the author to continue to work with us on this matter. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Okay. Anyone else on the phone lines? The phone lines who want to raise concerns or express support for the bill? SB 707.
Thank you. And again, it's 1-0. We'll go to line 41.
Good morning. Jim Lindberg on behalf of the Friends Committee on Legislation of California, in support.
And next we can go to line 39.
Kathy Safer on behalf of the San Fernando Valley and LA chapters of Climate Reality Project, in support. Thank you.
And next we have line 40. Please go ahead, 40.
North Point in support.
Did that come through? I'm not sure. We'll go to line 38. Please go ahead.
Connie Lastowitz, CBU Productions, in support of SB 707.
And currently none further in queue.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's bring the matter back to the committee for comments, questions, thoughts. Senator Menjivar.
I'd like to move the bill.
Move the bill? Okay, great. I certainly support this. Appreciate the work you're doing in this area that I have a lot of interest in as well. And if I'm not hearing any questions, let's call the roll. Let's ask you to close.
And thank you for the support. I want to make really clear, sort of in response to the CRA's comment, EPR bills are hard. And it's really important that all stakeholders are properly consulted throughout the process so we can, in fact, achieve the circularity that is necessary. So I'm fully committed to doing that. Just want all the stakeholders to know that, and I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Great. All right. Secretary, please call the roll.
Item number 6, SB 707 by Senator Newman. The motion is due pass as amended to the Senate Judiciary Committee. Allen.
Aye.
Allen, aye. Dally. Gonzalez. Hurtado. Hurtado, aye. Menjivar.
Aye.
Menjivar, aye. Nguyen. Nguyen, no. Skinner.
Okay. We'll leave the roll open, but thank you, Senator, for your presentation.
Thank you, members. Thank you, Chair.
All right.